Okay, hello everybody, this is Starfallen. You're gonna find out really quickly that I am a terrible speaker, so just absolutely get ready for that. I wanted to just kind of give a little bit of an update, because I know that it is in fact the 17th as of me recording this, and I said I was gonna post a video on the 15th, and I in fact did not do that. So, you're gonna see this with the video, just so you know. I'm gonna post a Speedpaint. That is what we're watching right now. You're gonna be watching a Speedpaint. I have to record this, my little PNG tuber, a little bit separately because I absolutely, as much as I'd like to be able to be smart enough to focus, and I guess it's not really smart, it's more a matter of multitasking. I am not good enough for that. I am a terrible multitasker, so I am recording my speaking separately from the actual Speedpaint. So, let me go ahead and give a bit of an update to you. My cat would like to say hello. His name is Princely. He wants my attention all the time. So, to start off, I would like to be way more active this year than I have previous years on my channel. Not only just in, like, posting music, but in posting actual content, because it's kind of my goal. I want to focus on projects of mine, whether that be actual original stories, or if that is a matter of AUs that I have written and worked on. I want to focus on that stuff. And, I will, in fact, still be rambling about other things that I'm interested in, like, there's a chance that I still am going to make videos about Monument Mythos. Not really quite sure about how that's gonna go, because I am terrible at expressing how I feel about that. Let's just say I'm not a good speaker, so this is like a very impromptu, last-minute decision to be recording this audio. It's not going to span the entire video because I don't think anybody wants to hear me ramble for 30 minutes. So let's just you know, think about that for a second. Let that sink in. I'm a terrible speaker. You know, it happens. As you can see, my PNG tuber here is just me. That's me. This is what I look like, basically. You can see I can mess around with it a little bit, so I can be sad. I can be angry. Look at me. I'm so mad. Or I can just be very, very nervous. Or I can be very devious, which is fun. Or I could be horrified, like this. Oh my god. What is that? Or I can be an absolute embarrassed mess. But the likelihood you're gonna see this one is, like, 0 likelihood, because I am not easily embarrassed. In that sense. You've got me screaming. This is my agony. This is what I'm gonna look like when I'm in agony. When I'm like, ah! And then this is what happens when somebody says something that I don't approve of. And you won't see this one very often, I hope. I hope. Anyway, it's also kind of hard to go back to my normal one because my keyboard is without a 0 key. See, my 0 key may or may not have split in half. Don't ask questions about that. Yeah. So, I don't even know if I have other ones set up. You can, if I go here. It'll be really funny. You're gonna see my layout really quick. You can see that I have some other ones, like I can in fact be a cowboy. Isn't that awesome? Okay, I do have them set up. Isn't that cool? Now I know. So now I'm a cowboy. Yeehaw. I can be teehee. I can be really silly. Like that. Or I can be in utter despair. Like this. It's horrible. Or I could be dead, so... Or I could be Shinji, you know. This is the stupidest thing I may have ever done. Oh, that's horrifying. I forgot I made this one, to be 100% honest. Anyway, that's good. That's what this is. That's good. That's what that's for. Anyway. This one I made as a joke. This is my James Dean one. So, anytime anyone at all ever mentions James Dean, this is going to be my reaction. Why, you may ask? Because, you know, that's a really good question. I do have an actual reason why. There's a drawing that I did, back in 2023. I think it was October of 2023 when I was still working on... Actually, I was barely beginning to work on the Howard in Wonderland AU. Let me just see. Give you 1 second, I promise. I will be so fast about this. I won't. That's a lie. There was a drawing I did. Probably one of my stupidest drawings, honestly. I don't remember the exact, origins of this drawing, but it is my sister's favorite drawing in the entire world. So, something crossover Ray Thomas sees James Dean, and he's like, whoa! Oh my god, is that James Dean? So yeah, that exists. Don't ask why. I literally cannot remember the entire context. All I know is that exists. And my sister loves it. If you're watching this, hi. If you're hearing this right now, also, hi. But yes. So, yeah. Let me just get a little brief description of why the video has not been uploaded, on time. Simply put, I have been so locked in to other things. I started writing for an AU. I have way too many AUs, let's just get started there. I am responsible for, let me just count. It can't only be 4, it's 5. It's 5, right. So I have 5 entire Monument Mythos AUs. And they're all kind of based around the same things, sort of. So, you have... I'm actually gonna do a little showcase for you really quick. And you're all gonna hate it because... Yes. That is... I am so great at this. You can tell that I'm absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna pull these all up really quick. You're gonna hear little click-clacks as I rush around. It's so awesome. Oh my god. So I'm just gonna... That is my phone. Please, ignore it. Where is it? I am running around right now, basically. This is the experience, running around. Oh wow, I actually have... I'm kind of impressed with myself. For once, I actually have, like, cover art for each one of these AUs. One of them doesn't seem like cover art, but that's because I've never edited all in the text that I meant to, because I'm a silly little guy. But I'm just gonna pull these all up really quick. Am I forgetting anything? No, I am not. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch away from my opinion tuber, and you get to see this. So, this is my first ever Monument Mythos AU. This is the art I did for it. It's called The Other Side of Paradise, as you can see. This one was basically just about Howard here. Going to explain the actual reality of the situation. This is about season 3, which is technically no longer canon if you think about it, but shh. So he goes to explain to Dean what happened, okay? And so, because of that, he and Dean get in a fight, and then the both of them get sent to Wonderland together, and they spend some time there, where Dean will end up learning the truth of what happened to Eunice from Howard, and yeah, that one is great. You can clearly tell that it's great. It's not, it's like my first, it was my first AU, and honestly, at this point, I am not really that big of a fan. There are things about the writing that I actually do like, but it is an older AU, and I feel like my writing has improved since whatever, that was probably August or September of 2023. Then we have my next AU, which is written shortly after this, because my friend, who I will not be naming, got me really into these two. So this is an AU that was specifically about the house in the ocean. So you can see this is Mr. Crescent King. Yes, we love him. And by we, I mean me. And this is Eli. And so this AU, which is called Solace in Grief, was basically about how they would learn to kind of cope with their grief. This was kind of like a mishmash of the Nixon verse and the house in the ocean. So the Crescent King was kind of technically the last son, in a sense. And like everybody was dead. You know, the Lunarians gone, and the knight dead, and the queen dead. So this was kind of about that. It was kind of like an alternate turnout, but also was still kind of the house in the ocean. So Eli and the Crescent King met again, and they were like, I hate you. And then kind of slowly found themselves seeking each other out and taking solace in each other's presence, in each other's grief, in their struggles, and they kind of came to terms with the way that things happened. And yeah, this one was a little silly gay writing that was mostly done for my friend. But this one, I like it a little bit, I really like my Eli design for this AU. Look at him. Just look at him. He looks really cool. I love this fit. It's a solid fit. But yeah. So that's that one. Then we've got my third one. This one. This is more recent art. This AU is called Where the World Fell Apart Again. This was basically my writing for, like, Coffonaut lore, because I was really into Coffenauts. I absolutely was a big fan of their concept, and I wanted that to be delved into more. I'm not really gonna talk about how I feel about modern day, only because yeah. So this was basically my kind of quote-unquote fanfiction for the Coffonauts. So this, obviously, well, maybe not obviously, this is Coffonaut Seed. That's little baby Everett right there. Oh my gosh, look at him, he's so chunky. And then this is Coffonaut A. So they had names in this AU. This is Christian, his name is Christian Kansas, and Alex, this is Alex Kansas, right? So, this was basically kind of like backstory for C's disappearance and A's basically transcendence to godhood, and yeah, that was kind of the gist of this. Also, in case you didn't notice, they're brothers. That's why they both share the same last name, that being Kansas. That was my whole thing with them. I still really like to say you. I like heavily base my Mythos AUs off this. And with that being said, we get to my biggest AU, Howard in Wonderland. This one I spent so much time on. It was probably my favorite project to work on. I still have a lot to work on with it, like a lot of art and scenes, especially for kind of the soundtrack, because I do have the soundtrack. I just realized, I need to, so if you haven't seen any of my recent community posts, I plan to re-upload the Howard in Wonderland OST everywhere. It's already been done on SoundCloud and BANDCAMP, so the updated, remastered soundtrack is there. Anyways, so this AU was basically about Season 3, once again. You can tell that there's a pattern here, because I had an obsession. It was just my favorite part of the Mythos. Not everybody agrees with that, understandably. And so this was basically like an alternate turnout to that. this is like an alternate turnout to the Melrose Dean plane crash. So basically, after that, Kathanade drags them into the void. He's like, alright, you guys suck, try again. And so he like sends them back. And Dean, he's like, ugh, whatever. I miss my sister. And then you have Howard, who is in fact nowhere to be seen. Howard is gone. He's I think the art itself and the AU itself gives it away. He's in Wonderland. And so in his time in Wonderland, he has no recollection of anything that's happened. He doesn't have any memory about the events that transpired. A lot of his memories are being kept from him. And he cannot get out. So he is left to run through Wonderland and keep going, and it's not super long in the real world. It's 2 years that pass while he's in Wonderland. But in that time, he ends up meeting the Horned Serpent. And the Horned Serpent's like, alright, you look like a really awesome vessel. And Howard's like, huh? And then the Horned Serpent possesses him. And so this event causes the multi-universal collision, and how the Wonderland, it just like explodes up into the actual world, and then it all goes onto Howard's head. And so this is called the multi-universal collision because this absolutely catastrophic event with a place that kind of is a gateway to alternate realities just being in absolute turmoil causes all the other universes to be in turmoil, so you get characters that end up like fusing with other versions of themselves. So, let me see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be fast about this. I'm not doing a great job. Let's see. What is a good example? I think Dean's a good example. Dean here ends up fusing with a Kathanade version of himself from a scrapped AU of mine where Dean would have survived the Great Division and fled as a Kathanade and gone on to kind of explore the universes, kind of similarly to Kathanade A. That was kind of the concept. But I ended up scrapping that, and then Kathanade D kind of stayed for Howard in Wonderland. So that's what this is. That's his design. You also have, let's see, what's another good character? I really like the Crescent King's design in this AU. Let me just pull it up. Where is he? Mr. King, there he is. Here is the Crescent King. This was his concept design. He has like this really, he didn't really change all that much. He gained more power. Look at little Eli there. He has, that's not what I meant to do. He has this little crown, as you can see, and his crown and the little stars with it can change into anything. So as you can see here, it changed into a sword. It can change into a staff as well. I have some concept sketches. Let me see. Where is that drawing? There it is. So, here you go. His staff is based off of the Seed of Life, kind of like the Queen's. And then, let's see. I have another drawing of it with it. It's probably Strangers from Afar. Where is Strangers from Afar? I have way too much art of this AU is what I'm learning in this moment. There he is. You can see his stuff here. You get to see some other characters. This is the Queen. This was my design for her. There's the Knight. There's Jasmine, who is Eli's friend in the House in the Ocean. This is basically his friend that drowned. I made her in this AU. She was basically like another hero, akin to the Knight and the Sun. It's basically what she was in her own universe. And then you have Chase! We love Chase here, so of course she's here. And also you can see tiny little Eli next to he's in front of the king. Yeah. That's it. And you can kind of get a little bit of details here. There's the Martian Servant's red glow You've got, like, the back, the floor is basically like Wonderland's ground. There's a lot of fun little details there. And we can also go ahead and I'll show you one more design. And then I should probably stop yapping so much. I didn't realize I was gonna be yapping the whole video. Isn't that something? Alrighty. I'll show you one more design. What is the design I'm very proud of? Let's see. Not really a design I'm proud of. Blah 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 blah. Well, I might as well, let's see. Angel's design is not much different. I will go ahead and just show you. Okay, well, I don't want to look at you. Alright, you can have some Howard art. So, as the main character, I'll show him off. Here's his little concept page. You've got, I do concept pages very interestingly. So that's kind of like a little doodle. You've got, let's see if I can make this go in order. So this is when Howard Led gets his head. We've got traumatized boy. You've got extremely traumatized boy. Elisa is his sister, just for context. She's obviously fan-made. She's not a real character that exists, but we love her. And this is the after events of what happened to his sister, quote unquote. Not his real sister. Martian Serpent was basically pretending to be her in his mindscape because Wonderland became his mindscape. Blah blah blah. Yeah, this is what happens. And then he met Serpent. That was a little fun part of the AU. Of course, Serpent, not canon. Serpent and Tree were not canon, neither was Entropis. Those gods are all mythology. But for this AU, I decided that she was gonna be real. I just thought it would be like a fun little thing. And so he met her after he died, and he was like, please, I don't want my friends to die. I don't even know any of these people actually, but he didn't know anybody basically. He just knew that he could hear them and he didn't want anybody fighting for him. Well, he was dead and he didn't want the world to end, or anything to end, so he was like, okay, please, I don't care what it costs me. And as you can see, it cost him an entire arm. It cost him his arm. He got Martian Serpent kind of quote-unquote scar. He also has, he also has a horn serpent one. You can kind of see it better when I go ahead and show off this doodle somewhere, if I could find it and not be blind. It is. Back when the song was named something different, this is a much better look at Howard after all the events of the AU. You can see Horned Serpent. I hate that guy. Yeah. Anyway, I rambled too long about this AU, I am so sorry. But yeah. As you can tell, it's definitely my biggest AU. And lastly, you have this one, Dean Demonology, which basically just made Dean a demonologist and Monty became a priest. So that's like our main duo, but you've got other characters. The Cothonauts are back. You've got 3 Cothonauts actually. You've got Cothonaut A. I'm gonna go ahead and run over. Cothonaut A being a scary guy. It's kind of his whole thing. He's mean, and everybody's like, ugh. And by everybody, I mean the ghost. You've got C, and he's as silly as he always was. And lastly, of Cothonauts, you have another character that I made. Her name is Dani, and she is awesome. I love her. She's like very, very silly, and also very, very serious when it comes to it. They're awesome in my opinion. That's just my opinion because I am in fact the writer of this AU. So, you've got other characters. Howard is in here as well. It's once again kind of following that season 3. It's like different. You've got, this is his design. That's his dog. His name is Winchester. We love Winchester. He's just a silly puppy. You also have, let's see. Who else? Arnoldson family is in here. You've got your main villains, which are kind of the serpents, but just in their human forms. So you've got, I don't have the horned serpent drone actually, but we do have this guy. This is basically Musk. The Martian serpent, the Punished, is what we call him. He sure is a horror show. I probably shouldn't be showing that for too long. And then Shifter is basically the same way. Shifter, where are you? Shifter's a horror show also. Yeah, so that one's gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun AU to write. I've already started writing it. I'm in the process, but yeah. That being said, I rambled this whole entire thing and I didn't actually mean to, but that's kind of just to explain that that is what I've been focusing on. So, yeah. Did not mean to ramble for as long as I did. I honestly did not. I didn't expect to, but I guess I have more to say than I thought I did. So, yeah. That is how everything is going right now. I am very focused on that. I will be getting this video up as soon as possible. I swear it's not gonna be able to 17th. I swear. It'll be soon. I promise. It'll be soon. I will have it out 20th at the latest. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that to myself right now. You guys are gonna hear that and you're gonna be like, what the heck is he talking about? He's talking to himself. And yes, I am. That is a very common thing I do. But just to like kind of wrap this up, I will in fact be still doing all kinds of content. I want to dive into my music a little bit just because it's kind of a huge thing for me. I'm very passionate about the music I make and want to talk about it. I want to talk about the motifs, whatever you want to call it. I call it motifs because I'm silly. And I want to talk about that because I have a lot throughout my music and I have a lot of fun incorporating them. And kind of messing with them, all the ways that you can mess with motifs. So fun. But yeah. So I definitely want to talk about that. I want to talk about my music. I want to do speed paints. I would like to dive like more in depth into my projects. And definitely kind of ramble about things I'm interested in. I have a lot of things that I could ramble about if I was given the chance. And I have that chance. I just don't use it because I am scared of what people will think of what I say. That was a confession, but yes, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this video now. Thank you so much for watching and sticking by and listening to me ramble pretty much non-stop about my projects for like 20 minutes, 20, almost 30 minutes actually. I am so sorry that I went off on this ramble. I just kind of wanted to give an update. I am working on D&D Demonology as we speak, basically, and yeah, so that's about it. I want to say thank you for watching. I want to say thank you for being here, for being part of the audience, and just kind of hanging out sometimes. I want to do art streams every weekend. Stay tuned for that. And with that, I will see you on the other side. Bye-bye.